everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two wide receivers will be looking to be #1 targets on the field in today's game. It's Evans's Buccaneers going up against Benjamin's Panthers. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Now the first carry for Doug Martin. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And this offense can air it out, and when they do, you have to key on Mike Evans.
And we do think about his catch radius first and foremost. A tall, lean receiver, but he actually can make some agile plays as well.
Jameis to throw it. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
Charles Johnson off the edge. A long day for any offensive tackle.
On third down, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it brings up fourth down. On fourth down, the Bucs will call on Anger. Brian Anger to punt it away. Back deep for the Panthers, Ted Ginn. Taken from just outside the 30. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Jonathan Stewart. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Tackle is made by Clinton McDonald. Kelvin Benjamin has to be a feature of this offense that's on your screen now.
Definitely a #1 receiver, a huge target with some speed. It's almost like go-go gadget when he goes up to get the football. No matter how you defend him, he can go just a little bit higher.
The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
Brent Grimes is one of those cornerbacks who was overlooked coming out of college and plays each and every game with a chip on his shoulder.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
They will go for it. Now Newton. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. The Tampa Bay Bucs, their offense returning to the field, looking for some consistency so far in the 2016 campaign. One thing that has been consistent, unfortunately, for these Tampa Bay Bucs, lightning delays, 2 so far in back-to-back weeks.
And against Los Angeles last week, it was really a tough one because they had to go on offense to try and win the game after a lightning delay. Not quite able to pull it off. Tough situations when you have to go in and then have to come back out, warm up, and try and win a game.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
Again, it's Martin. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. Winston sneaking it. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
It would have been a long field goal attempt, so when you only need a few inches, this, to me, is the right decision. And they wind up picking up the conversion on 4th down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So it'll be first down here after the run.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Doug Martin from 17 yards out. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Going up top. He's got a man complete. A big play that time. Newton to Benjamin. 44 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
This is caught inside the 15. 26 yards on the pickup there. And the Panthers are set up now with a 1st and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. Here's Newton. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Ted Ginn, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And he knocks it through. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 14 there. And it's good enough for a Tampa Bay first. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They come up in an offset eye. They run again on 1st down. Martin. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
And that's the first connection, the number 1 overall pick in 2015, finding the number 7 pick in 2014 in Evans.
And what a great target Mike Evans is for Jameis Winston. Winston's a pretty accurate thrower, but that catch radius that Evans provides, that makes him that much more dangerous.
Winston now from the 50.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11.
Old school defensive tackle play dictated just stood up and danced with the guy in front of you. And if the guy came near, tackle him. New school, you don't want to just dance. You want to get past him, get upfield and make the play in the backfield. A big-time play there. And there was a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And Blake, the tight end's got it. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll run it with Sims. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Panthers will get the football back. And the Panthers coming out now. On 1st down, Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
This is fielded at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. With a little break here, looking down at the Week 5 NFL ledger, I'm really looking forward to that Giants-Packers game Sunday night. That's just one of those traditional matchups in the NFL. They used to play for championships back in the good old days. Yeah, we also have Tom Brady coming back, and he'll be visiting Cleveland. Yeah, that's going to be a big one, but what about Carson Wentz? They're still calling it Wentzylvania, and he's got a big matchup going to Detroit. Stewart is the lone setback. And they'll give it to him here. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. And that one good for 16 yards and a first. So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back with more from Charlotte after this.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. On that play, didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
2nd and 10, Newton again. And the tight end Olsen, right side. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
From the red zone now, Newton. That is caught. And he's brought down. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have...
And he takes it into the end zone for the Panthers touchdown. Cam Newton with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Gano for the extra point. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 19. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st down. And now they're in the hurry-up. He is tough to bring down Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too. And you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game, because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
Jameis to throw it. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Cameron Brate, 57 yards. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
And that one will give them the lead here as we approach halftime. The kicker, Roberto Aguayo, has it teed up and is about ready to get this one started. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. William Golston, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. On second down, here's Newton. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion. And
Says it's gonna rain. Don't worry, girl, it won't change a thing.